You just know that the Wayans brothers or the guys that made Epic Movie and Date Movie are gonna make a parody movie of Ant-Man called Roach Man. Wait a minute, why am I waiting for them to make it happen? That was my idea. I should sell this idea to Hollywood myself. Hello, Hollywood? Have I got an idea for you? Roach Man. I'm about to get paid. Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd with a review for you. Reviews. Ant-Man. I'm gonna tell you the good, I'm gonna tell you the bad, I'm gonna tell you the nerdy. And this is a non-spoiler review. I will not reveal any big plot parts. Any plot parts? Not plot points, plot parts apparently. First, the good. I gotta be honest, I was a little concerned going into Ant-Man, particularly because of his power. I mean, we've seen gods, we've seen super soldiers, we've seen Iron Man, but for some reason, a dude that just shrinks had me concerned that this would be a little bit too much fantasy, which is just really weird. But I have to say, this movie does a really good job in showing off Ant-Man's power. It's some of the best parts of the movie. They really did a good job with the action scenes of showing Ant-Man shrinking, growing, punching, calling on his ant friends to help him out. I actually wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see like an X-Men 2 Nightcrawler scene of Ant-Man just running around, jumping and shrinking and punching everybody and have that music behind it. So any concerns that Ant-Man is gonna look too ridiculous in this universe, the same universe that has a talking raccoon and tree, no need to worry. Paul Rudd has the great anti-hero thing going. Evangeline Lilly is awesome in this movie. She definitely has this vibe of like, well, I could be doing this. Why am I not the hero? And they explain why she's not, and it makes sense. But, you know, Marvel just don't throw characters in movies without, you know, having a plan. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. No spoilers. I loved Michael Douglas in this as Hank Pym. I thought that he brought the most energy to his character because this could have been a very easy, I am your trainer and I'm just gonna teach you some stuff. But he was very involved in the story. He had a lot of good lines in this. He had a great emotional range in this. And I thought the dynamic between Michael Douglas, Evangeline Lilly, and Paul Rudd they were a nice combo. And then you get a supporting cast of Michael Pena and T.I. and the dude that used to work for the Joker, but now I guess works for Ant-Man. I was worried about them because I was like, oh boy, here comes that weird comedy relief, especially Michael Pena. I was like, are they gonna use him too much with his comedy style? But it actually works out really well. Also, the girl that plays Paul Rudd, Scott Lang's daughter in this movie, so adorable. And Judy Greer, are you just everybody's mom slash wife? She was in Jurassic World, she was in Tomorrowland, she's in this. If you need a mom or a wife, Judy Greer is the woman for you. One of the problems I've had with Marvel movies as of late is all the third acts feel the same. There's some kind of giant bomb or some kind of ticking clock that has to be stopped before the entire world is destroyed. That does not happen in this movie. And again, being able to use that power of shrinking and growing and fighting in small places, it's so good. Most creative, inventive third act I've seen in any of these superhero movies, so I gotta give it props for that. There's a lot of good things to say about this movie. But now for the bad. Marvel and their villains, man, I just don't know what their problem is. They can make really cool superheroes you want to hang out with, but for some reason these villains are just one note, and particularly this one, because not only is it the same old, hey, I'm a business guy, I used to be the protege of Hank Pym, but now I want to do my own thing and be evil storyline that we've seen in like every single Iron Man movie. He also has this whole complex about, he didn't tell me all of his secrets, why didn't you trust in me, man? Why don't you believe in me? And even when he goes like full villain, he'll still turn around and be like, hey man, are you proud of me now? Do you want him to be your dad, or do you want to make out with him? Like, why are you so connected to this person? No offense to Corey Stoll, I thought he was a good actor, but I just feel like the energy behind it of this is, oh, why didn't you like me, Pim? Come on, man, you the villain and you whining like this? Just shoot him. This movie had a little bit of problems going into it. It was supposed to have been directed by Edgar Wright, the guy that brought you Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim. He left the project, they brought in a different director, and you can kind of tell. On one end, Ant-Man is like this fun, adventurous, family-friendly kind of comedy slash action movie, kind of in the vein of like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or I went with my friend Rob from Quantum TV, he mentioned The Rocketeer. But then, because it has to connect with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there were things that they would do to be like, well, we gotta make sure we reference the other Marvel movies. We gotta make it a little bit more adult. And the two type of styles just don't really mesh that well. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is a great example of a movie that is set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but still has its own style and its own self-contained film. I feel like Ant-Man should have had that. It could reference other Marvel stuff, but at the same time, it should have kept that style that was working for it, rather than trying to change itself and force itself to be like like the other Marvel movies we've seen in the past. And now for the nerdy. Typical Marvel things, stay for all the credits, look for that cameo from that one guy that you know that always does cameos, Excelsior. Subtle Easter egg reference to a future Marvel character that I think everyone's excited about. And if you are a fan of the YouTubers, you might find a cameo of that in here as well. Ant-Man is not bad, but it's definitely a movie that has lost its way in its process of business movie making. You can see what this movie could have been. Doesn't mean that it's a terrible movie. You'll still enjoy it. You'll still have a good time, but it's just a shame that it couldn't finish out the style that it was going with, because I think that if it went with that style, it would have been a better movie rather than the studio involvement of, well, you've got to do this and we got to do that because it's a Marvel film. Even though it has its missteps, it is a comedy slash action film, and if you look at it in that perspective, it's definitely something you will enjoy. What did you think of Ant-Man? No spoilers. If you like this video, thumbs up this video, and if you are new here and like what you see, please tickle that subscribe button. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000, chain chomp.